Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we've got to talk once again about artificial intelligence because it's essentially becoming ungovernable on the internet. This is actually a really huge problem, and as the spam and junk just continues to explode, we've got a very serious problem on our hands. Now, I've talked about this before regarding Google search results, all that kind of stuff, but we've got some real life examples here that I think really underscore the growing problem that we have. Now, Insider, formerly Business Insider's Kate Notopoulos, actually wrote a really interesting article on this. I'm cribbing from her just a little bit here, or a good chunk, depending on the paragraph, but it's important to understand where this is heading and why we really have to start combating this now, because it may be too late. Now, if you don't know, there's an outfit called 404 Media. They're a new tech blog, and they recently wrote that they had to modify their website because of artificial intelligence spam. Now, recently, they had noticed that AI-written versions of their articles, their stories, started showing up on spam sites that were more friendly to search engine optimization, sometimes even showing up in Google search, etc., before the actual 404 articles. And so these scammers are just making money by running ads on these AI generated pages, meaning the artificial intelligence is just generating the site, moving it over, and then boom, you've got advertisement, etc., etc. Now, from 404 Media's article on this, and I quote, "Over the last few weeks, Jason," I'm assuming from 404, "has been researching and experimenting with a series of AI tools that promise to quote-unquote spin articles for their users. One called Spin Rewriter lets users create 1,000 slightly different versions of the same article with a single click and to automatically publish them to as many WordPress sites as you want using a paid plugin. It also offers a tool that lets users manage as many websites as they want from a single dashboard. A company called Byword gleefully advertises the SEO heist that, quote, stole 3.6 million total traffic from a competitor, end quote, with this one weird trick, exporting the competitor's sitemap and then creating AI generated articles of 1,800 of their articles, meaning AI versions of 1,800 of their articles, and now these things are getting ranked. And so that obviously is a very huge problem. This is becoming a cottage industry. Now, these AI generated versions of these articles are obviously hurting these businesses as well as 404 Media, which is new, and it's effectively stealing away clicks and therefore revenue from the outlets that are actually spending real time and money doing actual legitimate reporting. On top of this, Wired wrote that The Hairpin, which was a popular indie blog from the 2010s, has essentially been taken over by an AI click farmer who essentially left up some of the popular articles but replaced the names of the women who wrote them with men's names for some reason. Not cool. On top of it, the most toxic end of the AI spam spectrum are AI-generated obituaries. These are full of article errors, and they're obviously causing pain to actual grieving families. In 2021, before ChatGPT, Wired reported that obituary pirates were scraping and copying funeral home websites. Now they're using artificial intelligence for new and a very lucrative tactic of creating YouTube videos and spammy websites out of these obituaries, capturing search traffic for people looking for information about the recently deceased. In other words, pushing you to YouTube so you see a couple advertisements before you find out where grandpa is being buried. That's absolutely crazy, and it's not right. Now, these examples, for the record, have one thing in common. These actors, these bad actors, these scammers, these spammers, they're trying to make money by using artificial intelligence to basically pump out massive quantities of content to reach basically top Google search results, and they're doing it. So ultimately, it's not just a problem for people like journalists who are getting their content stolen or families that are getting ripped off as they're grieving. This is a problem for Google and Google's competitors, because it ends up serving this junk to users who basically increasingly have attractive options, also thanks to AI, for searching. Now, Google, talking to the New York Times, said that they're aware of these things, such as these obituaries that shouldn't be obituaries, and they're working to address them because obviously this technically violates their policies, but the problem is that they can't keep up, neither can the laws, and so bad actors are oftentimes one step ahead. AI-generated lewd images of Taylor Swift recently, just last week, were all over Twitter, now called X. This is the problem that we have, and it's going to continue to increase. But the issue is that it's going to continue to get worse, because how are we training the Chat GPTs and other large language model competitors of the world? by having it basically read the internet and understand. But if most of the internet, let's say, it is soon to be AI generated, you've got AI learning off of AI. It's something I've talked about here as well that's going to continue to be a huge problem. And so there you go. This is not good. And the only thing I can say is if you are looking for an article, let's say by 404 Media, make sure you're going to their site. If you're looking for the New York Times or, whatever you read, make sure you're going to the NewYorkTimes.com or whatever you read.com. Don't just take the Google search engine, results. Also, if it's an obituary, look for legitimate sites as opposed to the ones that are just going to slam you with advertisement when, again, you're looking for grandpa's, time to show up at the wake. So these are things that we have to really be considerate of. It's not good, and until we get a clampdown on this and we agree that, hey, this needs to be essentially shut down in its current form and we need to prosecute these people, it's going to continue to happen because people are making money. And God forbid Mark Zuckerberg gets his artificial general intelligence machine, which is 1,000 times more powerful and capable than the standard AIs that we're seeing right now. So we are just heading into a huge problem, not to mention 2024's election series, which is going to be the most insane, just deep fake ridden. We've already starting to see it. I just wrote an article about deep fake, technology basically hitting the New Hampshire primary last week. So we are in for a wild ride. So that's your news of the day. And honestly, good luck to us all. And take care and like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter, where you're not going to get AI, you're just going to get me. Same with YouTube as well. Can't speak for anybody else. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.